like this. My teeth are dirty. So what do? Brush your teeth. Like
Get your nasty freaking hands out of her mouth. If y'all wonder, we're at the doctor's office. Hey, Shotty,
I gotta tell y'all something. Subscribe, hit that bell button, hit the like, and hit that notification so you can notify everyone.
Okay, y'all. They are finally settled down.
We're coloring, you guys.
Coloring.
Because I got some on myself.
And eating a little snack. When we come to the GI doctor, we're here for a while. So they brought them some stuff in so they could be comfortable. Today, normally, last time they watched him eat. Stop stuffing your mouth, Pop. They watched him eat like 3 different things just to see how he's swallowing and stuff.
Who?
Your brother.
Simone.
But today, they're not going to watch him eat. I'm glad, because it takes longer. But they're chilling. And we're going to wait till the doctor come in and talk to the doctor and see how's it going and what's the next step. Y'all, I really want him to come off of the cup. But it's mandatory that he has this milk to help him grow. Because I be damn, I'm not letting them put a feeding tube in him. That was their last suggestion. But I'm not doing that. He ain't getting no feeding tube. It's a lot. And I don't feel like he need one. He's small, but he does everything normal. Like his brother and sister. Papa, why don't you put your shoes back on? The doctor had asked him to take them off so she could weigh them and stuff, but he just ain't put them back on. But yeah, y'all stay tuned.
Look straight up at me. Look right at me, buddy.
Look at her. Good job, Dad.
Hey, good job,
Somebody move out the way so your brother can sit back down in his chair. This is the digestive system, y'all. Today we are at the GI doctor. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's the gastrology doctor. I don't talk about it much because it's kind of personal, but my youngest son, he has issues with growth and his stomach and his intestines. So he has a severe milk protein allergy, not just a milk allergy, a protein allergy. So it causes him to not gain weight. Get down. And you can put your shoes back on. Yes. But as you see, he's real small. Hey y'all, welcome back. It's like 3 days later and I've like dreaded making this video because I know I'm gonna be like emotional, or finishing this video. I know I'm gonna be emotional making it. But however, it needs to be done because I was telling y'all about the health issues that my son faces and how it's been. So I'm gonna start from the beginning. I had him March 17th in 2019. He was healthy when he was born. All his tests after he was born was fine. They didn't find anything wrong. But however, like once he was like 2 and 3 months, it was nice where he would like just cry for like all night, for like hours. And I couldn't figure out like why was he crying so much. Like he was fed, he was dry, like I had just changed his diaper. I would rock him, walk him, everything. Nothing was working. So, and then I'm gonna pop some pictures up on the screen too after this video to show y'all. His face was discolored. So like one side of his face was like dark, and then one side was light, and then like it was just spots of different colors. So I took him to the doctor, and then they told me that it was because he had a milk protein allergy. So they changed his milk. And nothing was still working. His face was still discolored, and he was still crying, and like super uncomfortable. Like when he would eat or drink, he would gag. So I was wondering, like, you know, something can't be right. So we went to the doctor, and I'm telling him, like, you know, we switched his milk. His face is still discolored. He's still scratching. He's still, like, super uncomfortable. Something is going on. So I would ask them, like, could we do some type of blood work, you know, whatever we need to do to figure out what's causing this. So I say for the first 3 months, it was rough. It was a lot of doctor's appointments. Then when he turned 4 months, they finally, like, did tests on his brain. They did all kind of stuff. They just was like, well, maybe he's sensitive to the milk. I'm like, no, because his skin is still discolored. And not only that, he's crying, he's uncomfortable, like he's crying every night. It began to be a lot. So they switched his milk. Then once they start running tests like on his brain and his blood work and stuff, the test came back. This is where, like, I knew something was wrong, because not only wasn't he gaining weight, he wasn't gaining weight. His skin was discolored. He was super uncomfortable. He would cry all night. And then they did a test, like, measuring his brain to see what capacity is at. I guess at 4 and 5 months, wherever it's supposed to be, his brain wasn't growing. And I guess, like, that means, like, as time go on, when you turn a new age or a new month, your brain grows with your body. And his brain wasn't growing. So they was, like, really, really worried. And he was, like, under the percentile that he's supposed to be. So I'm asking the doctors, like, what does it mean that his brain isn't going? She was just like, it's just at a standstill. And right now he's super young, so it's nothing we can do but watch him grow, make sure it's growing the right way, make sure he's getting all the nutrients and vitamins that he need or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So we did that. Then he had a scope, a GI scope, where they put him to sleep and put this dye in him, and then looked at his insides. Well, they seen that his small intestine was inflamed, which means swollen. And I'm like, if you know, well, that's might be what's causing him to be uncomfortable and crying or whatever. And so they did the scope, and then they seen that it was inflamed. They gave him, like, this medicine for him to take every night, and it was supposed to help, which he was taking the medicine, the itching stopped and the crying stopped, but he was still straining when he would use the bathroom, or when he would eat and he would drink. So they sent him to feeding therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy. They sent him there, and they watched him eat for like 2 hours, and they said that nothing was wrong. But in the meantime, he still wasn't gaining weight. So by now, fast forward, he's 1 year old. Well, I'm like, it's not getting better. My baby's, like, breaking out every time he drinks this milk. It was bad. It was just, like, really bad. So they sent him to an allergy clinic. I'm like, you guys need to test him to see what's causing this, because it's clearly something. So we went to the allergy clinic, and they did, like, these scrapes of his back with different, like, nickel, copper, milk. It was all type of different, like, allergy tests that, you know, you could be allergic to. All of them were negative, and the only one that came back positive was a protein allergy, like a milk protein allergy. So he's not allergic to milk. He's allergic to the protein that's in the milk. So, like, it could be in bread. It's like, it's a lot he can't have. So it's like bread, crackers, cereal, seasonings. Like, it's a lot that my son can't have. So once we found out he had the severe allergy, you know, he still wasn't gaining weight. My son is really, really small. And his doctor was like, okay, we're not going to worry about it. We're going to switch him to amino acid based formula, per se. So they switched him to that or whatever. And then in the process of all of this, you guys, it was a lot. Like, I lost my job. I had to quit my job because it was like we were going to see like 3 doctors every week. And when you're working, you can't do that. Like, you can't keep calling in. My boss was super understanding, but it had got to a point where, like, I gotta stop working because my baby need my full attention, y'all. It was bad. Like, I was super overwhelmed. The first 1.5 years of his life, it was like I would cry every night. I didn't want other people to watch him. I was just afraid, like, you know, somebody will mishandle him, and not mistreat him, but mishandle in so many different things that he can't have. So it was just like, dang, you know. a random person that's not his parents wouldn't know, like, oh, I just gave him crackers. Well, now his allergy didn't flare up and he's having to go to the emergency room because he's having an allergic reaction. So I couldn't let just anybody watch him. So I quit my job and I just stay home with him. Mind you, my son will be 3 in 4 months. His birthday is in March. October, November, December, January, February, March. So 6 months. I'm tripping. His birthday is in March. His birthday is on St. Patrick's Day. He'll be 3. We've been dealing with this for almost 3 years. So COVID came, boom, that stopped everything. Like, so I was just winging it. We were at home. I was feeding him. He had weekly weigh-ins. They sent a scale to our house, so I had to weigh him every week. Mind you, he's on some type of formula. It's called amino acid, and it's for toddlers because he can't have the regular milk. So it's like a formula. So it's like, damn, he's still a baby. Like, he's still drinking formula. So it's a lot. It's frustrating. I still have to get up in the middle of the night and make cups because he's not on the bottle. He's on the cup, but he's still drinking formula. So it's like, it defeats the purpose of not having a baby because he's still being treated like a baby, basically. So COVID came and then the appointment stopped. It was virtual. And I feel like y'all can't help him virtually because y'all not being able to run tests virtually. You're not being able to see him physically and visual, you know, and see like, dang, he didn't gain weight or he haven't gained weight. So fast forward, COVID hit. That was on shutdown. And I was just giving him the Ellicare Jr., feeding him like, you know, regularly. And I'm thinking he's gaining weight. He's still really skinny, but he's growing like height-wise. He's tall. So the clip that you guys see before this clip is the first time us being back at the doctor in over a year. Mind you, my son was the same weight from birth up until he was 9 months. He hadn't gained no weight. Like, he was 6 pounds. He gained another 6 and he was 12 pounds. When he was like 9 months. So that's way under the growth chart, or not even the growth chart. Like a normal 9-month-old is probably more than 12 pounds, or just at 12 pounds or a little bit more. But he was at a steady the same weight. He wasn't growing or losing. He was just stuck at the same weight. So they was really worried. So when he turned 1, you know, his weight picked up like 2 pounds. That's it. Now he's 2 and he's like at, I think, like 20 something pounds. So he gained from a year to 2 years, he gained enough weight, but he's still way under the weight that he's supposed to be. Well, when we went back to the doctor the other day, they did a whole bunch of tests on him, and one of them was like lab. Well, he did 8 different labs. Out of the 8 labs, they finally called me. This is why I'm just now making a video. I was waiting on them to give me the results that we were waiting on. Before I came to y'all and made the video, I was hoping and praying that the results was good, because if they were good, then I was just gonna say forget it and take him off of the milk myself and just like use natural remedies, because at the end of the day, me and his dad is his parents and we're with him every day. So we know, like, you know, he does normal kid stuff. Like, he's a normal kid. He's not doing anything. His learning is great. He talks wonderful. His speech, he does everything really good. So just because he's underweight and, you know, has this severe allergy, I don't want him to be treated any differently than the rest of a normal, whatever you call it, a normal kid that don't have any issues. My thing is the test. So, okay, I'm all over the place, y'all. Sorry. Once the test came back, me and his dad agreed on if they were normal, and they couldn't, because mind y'all, they couldn't like find a reason for him not growing. He just wasn't growing. His brain finally had started growing and was at the size that it was supposed to be. And so it was just his weight at that point. But after the first scope that they did, and they said the only thing they found was his small intestine was inflamed. They gave him medicine to treat it, and he was taking it every night. So I'm thinking from a year to now, he's been on this medicine. And I'm thinking like it's treated whatever whatever the problem was. You know, I think I was so frustrated. I'm still frustrated. I'm so frustrated because they haven't gave me a solid reason to why my baby isn't growing, and why he's like having pains in his stomach, and why when he eat, after he eat, he's crying, even though he's not eating the food that he's allergic to. That's not normal. Like, after you eat, you shouldn't be crying saying your stomach hurt, or it hurt, or you uncomfortable. Y'all, last night my baby had a really hard time sleeping, and he was just like crying and, you know, super uncomfortable. And they still couldn't tell me, they still can't tell me why. So the video clip that y'all see prior to this one, we went to the GI. They did 8 lab works to see what, you know, what it was. They called me yesterday and said that the lab work came back and that they found something that was irregular, that's not supposed to be in his stomach, and that it was still swollen inside of his stomach. And then they also said that he's anemic, which I don't know, the lady was saying that comes from not mixing the formula correctly. But I'm telling y'all, I done literally tried just about everything. I give my baby vitamins every single day. All of that. I followed the directions that they've given me. So he's now about to go back under the scope, and they're about to put him back to sleep. I'm waiting on them to call me and schedule the appointment so they could tell me, like, what's going on with my son. Why is his inside swollen still? It's a year later. He's been on the same medicine that's supposed to help, and nothing is working. Y'all, it's so frustrating, and it makes me super fucking frustrated. Like, if y'all can't tell me what's the cause of it, something is wrong. So with them finding something in his blood work, and then they said they see like inflammation in his body. So hopefully when he goes back to the GI and get the scope done again, they'll give us some solid answers, because at this point it's just like we had a standstill. But yeah, it took me forever to make this video because I was waiting on the results from the doctor to come back, and they came back and they did find something. I'm glad that they finally found something to where it can lead us to eventually find out what the hell it is that's causing my baby pain, causing him to be uncomfortable, causing the insides to be swollen. Like, your small intestine and your large intestine is a main organ, if that's an organ. Yeah, that's an organ. No, is it? I don't know, but that's a main body part that you need to like digest food when you swallow, you know, when your food is settling in your stomach. So clearly it's not functioning right. So we have 2 more test results. They did 8 of them. The 8 came back. Well, they did 10 altogether. 8 came back. They found some stuff, and we're waiting on two more important test results. Once those come back and they let us know what they are, I'm gonna update you guys. Sorry, y'all, I'm just like all over the place. I'm sorry. But once those 2 test results come back, I'll update y'all and let y'all know how it goes. So please just pray for my baby. Like I said, he's amazing. He does fine. Like, he's a normal kid. He's just going through like a little bit of discomfort. But I believe in the power of praying. I'm a firm believer in God. So I know he's gonna be all right. And like I said, he does everything like a regular kid. Like, this little boy is bad, y'all. He the only kid of mine that like works me over to the point where I be like, so yeah, y'all, I was just updating y'all on what's going on with him and what they said at the doctor. When his appointment for the scope come up, I'm gonna let y'all know that too. I'm gonna take y'all on a journey. My kids is just one of those things that I feel is like super personal to me, and I don't share everything, you know. I don't feel like it's everybody's business, so it took me a while to even open up and tell y'all about it, because the first year and a half I was at a dark place in my life. I really was, like, having to quit my job and becoming a full-time stay-at-home mom with my kids. It was a lot. I was super depressed, not because I had to stay home with my kids, but because, like, as a mother, it just hurts for something to be going on with your kids and it's nothing you can do to help them feel better. Like, you know, all you can do is comfort them. It sucks as a parent. Like, you like, damn, I'm supposed to be your protector, you know, the person that you could depend on when you can't depend on nobody else, and when you can't physically help them and they're just hurting and crying and there's nothing you could do, and it's like, really, you don't know why they're hurting. It hurts you. It should, as a parent. So yeah, y'all gotta bear with me through this process. It's been a long process, and hopefully soon we can figure out what it is causing this stuff. So yeah, y'all, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn the post notification bells on so y'all can know when I post another video. And thanks for tuning in. Love you guys. Bye. Until next time, stay positive, stay away from negativity, and keep going.